Morning everybody, we're back here again with the slasher. Went and got it, ended up getting a new hydraulic ram for it. The old one was going to be too expensive to bother repairing. It was going to be just about half the price to get a brand new one. So that's what we've got. So it's pretty much the exact same, just looks a bit different, but they made it so that it's got the adjusting nuts on there. I'm not exactly sure what they're for. What do they actually do, Dad?
Control your height, you can set it together.
Yeah, right. So yeah, they made it so that they're on there still, and then same fittings, so everything should line up all right. So here's the old one here. So this end part was seized in there, they couldn't get that apart. And then on the shaft there was a couple of pitting areas. There's one there. It's not like absolutely destroyed, but yeah, to rebuild it was going to be too much. So we're going to get this back together and try and get this paddock done and finished. And yeah, so we'll put this back together, test it and see what happens. Hopefully it works, and then we'll go from there. Alright, we just finished up putting the ram on. Had to bleed it through a bit, so we had to lower it up and down a couple of times because this ram wasn't quite doing anything. That controls your float, while it puts pressure on this end so that this end comes up. So it seems to be working alright there at the moment, so we'll get ourselves sorted and we'll head out to that paddock and make a start. We'll have to redo all our adjustments and everything to get the cutting angle right and the height. But yeah, once we've done that, we should be all systems go and we can rip into it. Alright, we've been going for a little bit now, we're on our 4th lap. So we seem to have it set up pretty right, so we can sort of just motor through the rest of this paddock hopefully. Turn the radio down. Yeah, so we're under the pump now. We really need to get this paddock done. Everything that's been cut in this paddock is already ready to bale. Dad needs to rake it, but it's a pretty windy day, so he probably won't get to rake it today. he's gone out the back to look at that second paddock in Triticale, and throughout the whole year we've basically spoken about how much it's struggled to grow. Just from the sort of year we had, just another wet, shitty year sort of ruined the crop. So Dad's going out there to see whether it's even worth cutting. He said there's some parts that might be worth it, but a lot of it I don't think will be. But we might cut the whole thing. We'll just see what happens, see what he reckons. And then we have another small paddock that just has grass in it that we're going to cut also, just because we need the hay. Because we're not getting as much as what we thought we might have because of the way the year sort of panned out. So yeah, we're not going to have time to get the rake ready properly. It has fingers that need doing, but that ain't going to happen. And the baler, if you've been following from the channel, you'll remember that also needed work done to that feed, that big brake that feeds it into the actual guts of the baler. Needed work done to it, and there's a couple of bearings, and I don't think that'll get done either. So we're just going to have to pray that it doesn't bloody break down. So yeah, we'll try and smash this paddock out, then we'll probably make a start on the second paddock at Triticale, or what is in there that is Triticale. So yeah, we'll finish this paddock up and get it over there as quick as we can. Alrighty, I'm just in the ute out of the wind at the moment. Finished up that first paddock up there. Got that done without any major dramas. Shear bolt did break though, just at the end there, which wasn't a problem. Just come down to the second paddock of Triticale, which is just over there. You probably may be able to see, and you might be thinking to yourself, where's the Triticale? Well, yeah. So it just didn't turn out the way we wanted to this year. It was another wet year, which doesn't work with us on this farm. It doesn't handle a lot of rain, real flash. The way this paddock sort of turned out throughout the year with trying to scarify it and cultivate it didn't really happen as well. It was very hard in some points, and the scarifier couldn't get in and break it up very well, and the cultivator couldn't obviously then break through when it came through and broke it up further. So then when we sowed it, there was areas where the combine struggled to put seed into the ground. And also because we had to wait a while because of wet weather, this one got a bit grassier again, and then we couldn't do it as well as what we wanted to. So basically, through no one's fault really, just the weather and the way this paddock was, and we're not sure about this Triticale either. It's just turned out so ordinary in both paddocks. Dad's not sure, did we get like a dodgy batch of it or something? Because it just hasn't really turned out very well, and yeah, we're sort of scratching our heads thinking what the hell's going on. So it is what it is. So we're going to go out there and do our best with what we got. We're going to try and make some hay out of this stuff. There's basically a lot of ryegrass, canary grass, and there's probably some young Triticale down the bottom, and maybe a few bits of mature stuff in some spots, but there's not a great deal. So I'll hop out and I'll give you a quick look, and then I'm going to open this paddock up and wait for Dad. Actually, he'll be here before I start anyway. He's come down, he's going to fill up the tractor with some fuel, and I'll give it a grease and everything as well. So I'll wait for him to show up, and then we'll do that, but I'll show you this paddock first. Alright, you'll have to excuse the wind noise. It's a very windy day. So as you can see, we're out in the Triticale. I'm just in front of the tractor here. This is a point where I would have gone over quite a few times with the combine, just running out seed. But as you can see, there is basically no Triticale that I can see. Just a lot of ryegrass and canary grass. Yeah, there's some over here near the horse trough. Not horse trough, near the water trough. That's come up all right, and it's probably because this is a bit higher up than where I'm standing. It's a bit low, but you can see here it's sprung up all right around the trough. If the whole paddock was like that, it'd be good, but yeah, it's not. So yeah, we'll do the best with what we got, and we'll get hay off it still. It just won't be as good. So yeah, Dad's almost out here, so we'll fill this up with some fuel and then give it a grease, and we'll open this paddock up. Alrighty, just well, actually just went to go get a battery for the GoPro, but yeah, done a fair few laps now, probably over 10 or so. As you can see there, sorry about the wind noise, not about that much. Yeah, so it seems to be going alright. So I thought I'd just show you sort of what the Triticale looks like where it is. So as you can see, there's some here. It's not very good, full stop, but here's one that's probably not too bad. That's sort of grown a bit, it's had a alright chance to grow. But then you can see down here we have a lot of this short stuff. Yeah, so here's one here that just hasn't grown any grain on it. It's only got like 3 bits of grain. And yeah, we don't know if that's from the weather. Don't know if it's from the weather or poor breed of Triticale or what, but you can see that yeah, it's just hasn't grown, and that's basically been the problem in both paddocks. That first paddock as well had the same problem, but you can see the difference there in the 2 heads there. So it's a shame really, but not a lot we can do about it. So we'll get it out of the wind, and we'll keep cutting this mainly grass, and try and see how much we get done today. so just broke a shear bolt. That's why I stopped. So what I'm going to do now is chuck a new one in there. So if you guys have been following along for the last couple of years, you probably know how we change the shear bolt on this thing, because we've done about a gajillion. But for anybody new to the channel or just watching this video, hasn't seen me before, yeah, I'll quickly run you through how you time, well, you only got to time the right rotor when you break the right shear bolt. But basically for a New Holland 96 slasher, this is pretty much what you do. Alright, so you probably might struggle to see down there. There should be a bolt in that hole, a shear bolt. So when we hit a rock or something, that'll break and it protects the gearbox. So what we need to do is put a new one in, but we need to time the shafts up so that they're aligned properly. So what we need to do is, that rotor needs to sit like that, and then basically, oh, we've broken a blade. Didn't know that. We'll have to get another blade on there. I'll have to ring Dad. But basically what we need to do, we need to then spin this one so that that points to the center of that, and that one points out there. Now you'll see there the hole isn't lined up exactly. That needs to line up perfectly. So you may need to rotate it several times before that hole will line up perfectly, and then you can put the bolt in. If you don't line it up perfectly, the blades will hit each other. So yeah, I'll line all that up and get the bolt in there, and then we should be right to go. Alright, so I've got both rotors there lined up pretty well, spot on. And then as you can see there, the hole lines up perfectly, so I can put the new shear bolt through, which is just this one here. So that just pushes in like that, then I'll need to spin this over and put a split pin in it. Alright, so I put a split pin through it. Now I can put the lid on and that should be right to go. So I'll put that back on and we'll keep cutting grass. Alright, Dad just came out with another blade. It's not new, but it's going to be better than this one. So we're going to swap that one out. So at least we have a whole blade on there instead of this half bit.
What's it like right over the back there? Yeah, give your blade a bit of a wriggle or belt with the hammer.
That's all on and ready to go. everybody, I just finished up for the day. It's just about 6 o'clock. Be back out tomorrow, try and finish that paddock. We must be getting pretty close to halfway, I think. So yeah, we're also on the golden shear bolt. If we break this one, we are out of them. There's one other bolt that I look like I made one, but it's a different tensile bolt, so I'm not sure if it's right. If we break this one, or if we break another one, we may use it and hope for the best, because we haven't got oodles to do. But yeah, so we got through the day without too many dramas. It was good to get that first paddock done, and this paddock one coming along all right. The Triticale did seem to come up a lot better in the middle of the paddock, I'm finding. So there are some actual good sections that will make some okay hay. Then in the better sections, it's probably on par with what that other paddock was like. But there's also a majority of it is just a lot of grass, like ryegrass in a lot of areas, and it's not much bigger than a foot off the ground. So it just is what it is, I suppose. So yeah, we'll wrap this video up here anyway. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, if you're farming in Australia, let me know down in the comments. How's your season ending up for you? Are you having a pretty cruddy one like we are with wet weather and whatever, or he's yeah, having a good one? But anyway, we'll wrap her up. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you in the next one.